I was in a relationship with this girl. It started off well enough, but as time went by, I noticed that I was the one maintaining the relationship. When I tried to contact her, she was always busy, and in a roundabout way, she conveyed me that she would contact me whenever she had time. At the end of it, she would only contact me once a week for about a 20-minute phone call. I tried to talk to her about it. She gave me nonchalant answers like, I'm busy. If you don't like it, you can stop contacting each other. In the end, I realized that things weren't going to work out if she could let me go this easily. I'm not gonna be together with someone who is willing to break up with me at the drop of a hat whenever there's friction. So one day, I just went cold turkey on her. Instead of having another discussion that would go nowhere, I blocked her. No goodbye, no final message airing my grievance or anything. I just blocked her and walked away. After 2 months, she tried to contact me again. She messaged me through a different app, but she wasn't exactly regretful. She wrote things like, What happened? You have left me confused. And she ended her string of text with, Since you won't communicate like a normal human being, I'm saying goodbye. Hope you find a suitable girl. Suffice to say, I didn't respond to a single one of her messages. My every attempt at communication had been met with her nonchalance, and then she says I don't communicate. I interpret that she only has a selfish desire for closure. Well, so that's why I want to ask you, am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. I think she was more interested in someone or something else. She liked the attention she was getting by both sides and didn't know how to end it with you. Good on you for having self-respect and dignity. She was giving mixed signals because she didn't want to let go. She probably looking for you because whatever had her occupied had ended it. A few months ago, my 18 female brother, Mark 40 male, and his wife Anne 38 female, offered me a spare room in their house near my college. I lived there rent-free in exchange for helping manage the budget of Anne's Airbnb next door, which is simple and something I enjoy. Mark is rarely home, and Anne works abroad, so the only people around are two cleaners and Anne's sister Leah, 56, who has a learning disability and functions at about an 8 to 12-year-old level. I used to get along with Leah when I only saw her a few times a year, but living together has been difficult. To keep it brief, here are some of the things Leah has done. She stole my clothes while I hung them to dry. When I asked her about it, she would say that these clothes were given by her late mother when she was still a teen. Sometimes she will throw a major tantrum if I insist that they are mine. Because of the first major argument we had about my clothes, she has resorted to hitting me with the ginormous bar stool whenever I would walk around her in the kitchen. This happened more than once. Blamed things she breaks on me and tells Anne I broke them, which I get in trouble for. I used to lock my doors, but when Leah told Anne that I wasn't letting her in my room, I had to keep it unlocked even while I went out. In Anne's words, this is my house, you don't get to tell my sister where and where not to go. One time she went in my room after another huge argument. She stole one of my good pair of jeans, which I hung out to dry. She came into my room while I was asleep and hit me in the head so hard my ears rang, and I saw her run out the door. I told my brother, who told Anne, and Anne said nothing. Recently, Leah was caught on camera taking my Pandora bracelet and denied it. When I showed her the video, she became aggressive. When I showed Anne, she accused me of discriminating against Leah due to her disability and wanted to kick me out. My brother convinced her to give me another chance. Her reasons were that even if I caught her stealing my clothes, I shouldn't accuse her sister. I asked her, it is still accusing her sister if I caught her. She said I still shouldn't confront her sister and that I should bring these things to her or my brother. I used to do that until she started dismissing my concerns, and I never got my things back unless I confronted Leah or had someone mediate between us that was not Anne. I'm not being kicked out for now, but I want to move out. I'm moving back to my grandparents for a while, just until I can save up for a deposit for a dorming situation. When I did when I did voice out that I wanted to move, Anne got upset and told me nobody is going to do the accounting around here if I go. Am I really discriminating here? It generally bothers me feeling like I'm being wronged, but Anne sees it as I'm doing something more vile than trying to fight for what very few things I have. Any advice is appreciated. I don't think you are there to manage the Airbnb. You are there to take care of Leah. Your brother is gone and your sister-in-law is overseas. They will need to hire a full-time person to take care of Leah. You're much cheaper and they can make you tolerate abuse. Get out and get out now. They need to manage their own household. I live with my boyfriend and his 3 kids, 20 male, teenage male, and child male. When I first moved in, I was doing everything. I deep cleaned the house weekly, kept it up daily, did everyone's laundry, and did the grocery shopping. Over time, I realized the older boys constantly make messes and don't clean up after themselves. They will put trash on the counter instead of the trash bin, leave dirty dishes next to the sink instead of in it, half wash dishes and leave them on the mat, and even put dirty dishes on the mat with the clean ones. They will cook and leave grease on the stove, spill things in the microwave and not clean it, leave crumbs everywhere, leave chairs pulled out, and just leave every shared space messy. They also won't replace things like toilet paper, even when it's right next to them, and they leave laundry all over the laundry room floor for days or even weeks. One time I found a bodily fluid soaked shirt in the laundry, which was my breaking point for doing the laundry. For context, the 20-year-old doesn't work, and the teenager barely attends schools. Neither of them are in sports or have real responsibilities, but they also don't have consistent chores. The teenager's only chores are taking the trash out once a week and feeding the dog, which he often doesn't do but still expects and gets an allowance from. I have brought this up to my boyfriend multiple times. At first, it caused arguments because he felt like I was attacking his kids. He has tried to implement rules, but they aren't enforced consistently, so nothing changes. Over time, I stopped cleaning up after the older boys. Now I just keep our bedroom and bathroom clean, help with the child, and deep clean occasionally. The house is messier now, but I don't feel like it's my responsibility to clean up after two grown or almost grown men who refuses to do basic things. Now my boyfriend says I'm overreacting, calls it my OCD, and makes me feel like I'm the problem for not cleaning like I used to. It is causing a lot of tension between us. I don't feel like I'm asking for anything crazy. I just want basic cleanliness and for people to clean up after themselves. At this point, I feel stressed and resentful. Am I the a-hole? I only have one advice for you, OP. Move out. You aren't a maid. If your boyfriend wants the house cleaner, he should do it himself or teach his sons how to clean up their own mess. My 26 male sister, 22 female, is graduating from undergrad this weekend. We both currently live at home with our parents. My mother, 56 female, told me about it a week ago that I needed to get a haircut before my sister's graduation because my sister wanted me to look nice. My hair is rather long and I haven't gotten a trim or anything in about 6 months. Since I started growing it out, I have been complimented on my hair a lot more often, including as recently as this month. I am not very attractive, so getting compliments from complete strangers has been a big confidence boost. My mother has previously thrown a fit about my refusal to get a trim because I like the natural shaggy look of my hair and she doesn't. When my mother cuts my hair, she styles it so that it's slicked back like I'm some greasy Italian mobster. I talked to my sister about all of this, and she said that she didn't actually care if I got a haircut or not. My mother completely made up the bit about my sister wanting me to get a trim. I confronted my mother about this, and she shut me down, saying, I need to talk to your sister. She then apparently argued with my sister about it so much that she wore her down, and my sister texted me, just get the haircut. I don't want to deal with these arguments on my day. I told my mother that I still didn't want to get a haircut, and due to that, she has banned me from going to my sister's graduation. I have no transportation of my own and would have needed to order a temporary parking pass already anyway. My mother has commented on how awful it is of me to refuse to do something so simple for my sister, but I feel like my body is not something she or anyone else is allowed to dictate for any reason or occasion. Am I the a-hole? Update. My mother woke me up this morning, day after graduation, to tell me to get ready to go. So I guess I outstubborned her. She is still complaining about my hair, but it's not a problem anymore. I mean, OP, you are 26 years old. You are an adult. You have the right to do what you please with your hair. My husband, 31, and I, 30, have had numerous arguments in the past about how he thinks I should be more spontaneous and show him more in public, and how I should go without underwear in short skirts on dates. I do enjoy being spontaneous, but when I feel it is the right moment, not when I'm being asked to do it on the spot or having my shirt pulled up in public by my husband. We have a 6-month-old son. My husband hasn't pulled my shirt down around my son or anything, only when it's just me and him. I have tried to tell him to stop. I am not being a prude or anything, it is just that my brain thinks of it this way. What if he forcibly pulls them out or coerces me into doing it, and then the wrong person sees it and reports me to the police for indecent exposure? I could be labeled as a registered offender and have my child taken away from me, all because my husband wanted to see my chest. I feel like I'm overreacting, but at the same time, I feel like he should just respect my choice and leave it at that. Instead, he wants to argue, call me a prude, and tell me I'm being a bad wife. I need some advice. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole, OP. No means no. It seems like your husband doesn't understand consent, and that's a big problem. I was getting ready for work, and I put on some shorts because I work in a theme park in Texas. And if you all may or may not know, it gets really hot. I'm about to go, and my mom she told me to go change into some pants because it was cool outside at that time. And it was like 8 a.m., so obviously it is going to be a bit chilly outside, but it is May in Texas, so it's going to warm up. Mind you, every time I go to work, I always check the weather to decide whether I wear shorts or if I should wear pants. I tell her it's going to be like 89 degrees outside. It is going to be very hot later on today, and I don't want to be extremely hot because, like I said, I work in the theme park in Texas. I do a lot of moving around and I sweat a lot. And she gets mad at me because she thinks I'm disobeying her and being disrespectful because I didn't wear what she wanted me to wear, and she took away my car and my license, so I can't drive. And it all explodes into a big argument because she thinks that just because she's my mom, that I just do whatever she says with no question. And then she has the audacity to bring God into it and be like, whenever God tells me to do something, I do it. But I'm like, that's not the same thing because you're not God. So am I the a-hole? You're not the a-hole, OP. In the future, If I was you, I would just keep shorts in my car or wear them under my pants and then switch when I'm at work.